Many people have been mesmerized by these beautiful plants. They're called air plants, and just as the name says, they can literally grow suspended, hanging, as long as they've got enough light. The trick with air plants is that they normally grow in the crevices of trees, or even attach themselves onto the edge of trees, because they all do have roots. And a lot of us buy them and take them and we hook them up in the darkest, dingiest corner of our homes, because that's where we need something to kind of brighten up things, and that's where it all goes wrong. So number one, make sure that you've got enough light. Some of them enjoy almost full sun, and the way that you know that is that the grayer the plant, the more direct sun it can actually cope with, because some of them come from New Mexico. Think about that. Wow, hot deserts. Others come from the tropics, where they prefer to be in the dappled shade under trees. So there's another entire world out there that just belongs to these beauties. Remember, they get an amazing flower, different in pinks, purples with little lips, beautiful plants, and they certainly can be an addition to any garden, and even if you don't have a garden, simply a balcony or on a windowsill. So when we've got clumps like this, how do we go about dividing and making more? The first thing I'm needing is, what am I going to put it onto? Now, I've got some bits of a branch that literally have been pruned off and lying around the garden. And look at the texture on this, and this is what we want to keep. Look at that beautiful lichen growing all over there. A bit long, a bit big. Another piece here, and our other option, which I also do like using, is a bit of bark, all right? And this has a wonderful texture. Remember, all we're thinking of is number one, aesthetic purposes. What is it going to look like when I've got my little plant on here? And the second thing is, we want a substrate that these little roots can get onto and stick to. They almost work like geckos that can go up walls, so you want the little roots to be able to stick to something. So first up, let's move this out the way here. And I'm going to take this piece of wood, and we're simply going to cut the right size, and really overkill is not the point here. It's not the log that you want to be looking at, it's the tillandsia. So for that, I'm simply going to just cut off a piece here, and that should do it. Let's do that here. Oh, beaut. Look at that. Preserve the essence of the piece of wood that you have, because it's amazing how these little added bits can just so add to that look and feel that you're wanting in your garden. Right, so that little guy's there. Let's do all the prep work so that when it does get time to put the plant on, we're not going to be drilling and damaging anything. So I've got an all-purpose drill bit here, and all I'm going to do is, because I want this to be the front to still keep that integrity, is that I'm just going to drill straight through here, because this is going to form the little loop that I'll be able to attach it to anywhere in the garden, whether it's a tree, a windowsill, or even on this back paneling here that I have. So let's just pop this guy through here. There we go, all the way through, and that is all the hard work that's needed. Let's take a little piece of wire. I've got some 8-gauge wire here, and you can use twine in that, but what happens with twine over the time literally just starts rotting away, and yeah, everything starts just going pear. So pop this guy through here. There we go. Round the top. Let's use the pliers, and we're just going to twist it round. Bend that over so no one gets hurt. Rightio, there we have it, guys. Now let's get down to the tillandsia. This is a beautiful small variety, doesn't get very big, but you can see it's this clump forming. So all we need to do to divide it is literally just grab it and gently just start opening it up. You will then see where it joins the main section of the plant, and here you can take a sharp knife or a pair of secateurs, and you can simply then just cut through it. There we go. You can see how nice and easily this will pull apart. There we go. Really nice. And if I wanted to go further, I could divide this guy up into many different pieces. This guy over here looks like he's a bit loose, so yeah, I am going to do that. and secateurs and just cut them off over there. All right. So here we now have the perfect plant. You can see there's the back, all right? And you can see here the little roots. So it makes sense, logic tells me that I would be able to take this and attach it directly to there. All right, now some people use glues and all sorts of strange things to attach them, and that's not my style. I prefer going with the genuine, ever reliable 3/4 pantyhose. As you know, I have them in my cupboard all the time. No. So a new pair of pantyhose will get put to very, very good use on my tillandsias, because it's about the only thing that, oh my God, they're long. It's about the only thing that we're going to use them for. So, folks, in place, and all we're going to do, get a sharp pair of scissors, and we're just going to cut straight through them. Now, pantyhose are actually amazing for the garden. You can use them for so many different things. From tying plants, they are brilliant because they stretch. You know, when you use wire to tie plants up, or to even use it on trees, what happens is, as the plant grows, so the wire then cuts into the bark and leaves really awful scars. So this, believe it or not, is magic. Okay, here we go. All right, now very easy from here. Cut it off there, and we're simply going to place this little baby on there, and then take this guy and literally feed it through across your tillandsia, trying not to damage and break any of the leaves. And then we're going to attach it. Remember, this is just temporary. This is until the plant actually takes hold. Once the plant has taken hold, then this, by that time, would have actually just rotted off. And you can carry on along your merry way. So there we go. Let's make a little knot at the back here. Trim it off. And there's your new little tillandsia in its home. And all I've got to do now is find a little spot for it. But before we do that, most importantly, give it a good spritzing. And you should do this twice a week. Give your plant spritzing, especially during the drier winter periods where there isn't enough humidity. And remember that these plants take the moisture from the air because they are semi-terrestrial. They're going to take it out the air and also then absorb it through their roots. So let's find a little home for this guy.